Live coverage of Expo North as it happens. This is Expo North Live.
Very much in the limelight with the hit BBC One show Highlands, Scotland's Wild Heart. Award-winning producer Nigel Pope joins me now. Nigel, lovely to see you. Congratulations on the series, which has been hugely successful. Beyond your wildest dreams, perhaps?
Totally, yeah. It's been a delight to see it go out. You get stressed to the hilt filming these things over the best part of 3 years. You live. You breathe, you just live intimately with a series like that for a very, very long time. And they get to that point when it goes out and you sort of start to relax a little bit. Then you get stressed about the audience figures, things like that, which were actually very good. And then you can go to things like that, XpoNorth, talk about the show, how you did it, and that's just the best bit of all. I absolutely love that part.
I think what's captivated people is the idea that wildlife, fascinating wildlife, isn't over in Africa or India, but on our doorstep, in the Highlands.
Totally, it is. You know, it's all around us here. I was giving a talk downstairs in the theatre, and I realised that probably 60 to 70% of what we'd filmed in Highlands was filmed within probably 100 miles of Inverness. Inverness, very much the epicentre of the Highlands. It's not the Highland capital of the Highlands for nothing, you know. And the dolphins, the ospreys, the seabirds, the squirrels, so much is all around us. But it's about time, finding time and putting the effort in, because Scottish wildlife, it gives up its secrets rather slowly, you know, and in many ways it's more challenging to film Scottish wildlife beautifully than it is to film gorillas and elephants and lions, which tend to be well habituated. You park your car in front of them, they do their thing. Not in Scotland. You've got to apply exceptional levels of knowledge and field skills to get close to the animals and then hope they do their stuff.
Because there's that popular conception of the cameraman who sits in his hide for 2 days waiting for the animal or the bird of choice. I mean, how far away is that from the reality?
It's totally the reality. It's totally the reality, because it's all about the number of days. And certain subjects that we filmed in Highlands, the diving osprey has proved very popular, and we'll probably talk about that again in a minute, but that sequence, it took a week to get what's effectively a sequence that was shot within 10 seconds, shot on high-speed camera. So a lot of it is about being at the right place at the right time with the right conditions, and then you just wait and wait and wait, and you hope that things fall your way.
Well, the sequence of the osprey certainly captured everybody's imagination. Let's have a look at it now.
After hitting the water and grabbing the fish, the game still isn't over for the osprey and its quarry. He needs to get airborne again. His talons are equipped with adhesive scales and long curved claws for an unbreakable hold. But a big trout can match him weight for weight, and the instinct of the fish is to swim down. There are tales of weak and hungry ospreys being dragged to the bottom, unable to release the fish or lift off from the water successfully. But osprey wings are adapted to give maximum lift from the water. And this male is young and strong. This is a struggle he's destined to win.
Well, Nigel, 15 million views for that. Did you know at the time that it was going to go viral, that it was going to catch people's imagination?
Absolutely no idea. To me, it was just a sequence in the series, a sequence in the spring show, a pretty good one, filmed by an exceptional cameraman, and obviously really beautiful. And we post lots of clips online. BBC Scotland have a Facebook site, and this was one of the clips they chose to post on Facebook in advance of the series. So we just sort of watched it, and after half a day, it had got maybe 600,000 views, and then it just started to climb and climb. So after about 3 days, it was up to 5 million. So the previous record for a BBC Scotland Facebook clip was 5 million. So we've tripled that, and that's in the space of not much more than 2 weeks, and it's still going up. It's leveled off a little bit, but I remember getting up very early one morning. I couldn't sleep, and I thought, I'll see how the Osprey's doing, and I was just clicking and watching and hitting refresh, and it was piling on hundreds of thousands of views a minute, and you could just see it racking up like a speedo on a car. Amazing.
Now, we heard the voice of Ewan McGregor there as well. How easy is it to get a Hollywood star to provide the narrative for your documentary?
It was quite difficult in the beginning. Like most Hollywood stars, Ewan's got lots of agents and people that look after him. But we had a mutual friend, a cameraman, who'd worked with Ewan doing a polar bear film years and years ago. So we sent the little sizzle reel we'd done for Hebrides, our previous series, it was actually to Ewan's PA, who was a great Scottish cameraman called Dougie Allen. So we sent the tease to Ewan's PA, who's called Coco Campbell, who I think is Scottish too, but I don't know for sure because I've never met her. Anyway, basically, he watched it and instantly wanted to do it. There was no mucking around, no fuss, no contractual wrangles. He just really wanted to do it because he's a Scot, he connects with the country, he's passionate about it, and even better, he turned out to be a really brilliant narrator. So we're into our second series with him now, and we're going to do a third. So we really work well with Ewan, like working with him. He's very chilled, he's very laid back, he's not in the least bit starry. He just gets into it like a regular member of the team. He gives you that exceptional performance. And Ewan's one of the reasons, I'm sure, that the clip hit home. But I think it's a combination. The bird action is really beautiful. The voiceover's good, but the clincher is one of the things about viral natural history videos that seems to be a common denominator is the audience really loves a good fight. So the most successful viral natural history clips tend to be, ambush at the waterhole. So it's a lion kicking 6 degrees of X out of a buffalo, or a crocodile fighting something, or it's a battle is often popular. And obviously there's a great battle story within that little clip, and it's like, will the osprey get dragged down, or is it going to escape? And then it finally comes up with this huge fish. Yeah. And fishing is popular too. So I think you've got about 5 active ingredients which have effectively turned that clip into the Gangnam style of wildlife. I'd like to think, that's got 1 billion, so there's somewhere to go, but it's not bad.
So what's next for you? Warring Animals Part 2?
So we are doing a couple of projects. We are making a natural world film, not about Scotland, but about giant armadillos in Brazil, believe it or not. That's something we're making at the moment. It's about a remarkable scientist in the Brazilian Pantanal, using the same crew, I'd like to say, because we've grown a whole host of Scotland-based talents here. We've got a super young guy, Fergus Gill, who's coming on as a cameraman. He was originally a photographer. Fergus is still in his early 20s. So he went out to Brazil with Justin Purefoy, our producer, who moved here from Kenya, and Lindsay McRae, who's the cameraman who shot the Osprey. So, we're growing a little team around us here in the north, and we want to build that. So that's one of our new projects. We're going to do another blue chip, high-end project as well, which takes us to the north. We've done the Hebrides, we've done the Highlands. So for our third slice of blue chip, we're gonna do something which is centred on Shetland. But it's got an added ingredient as well, in that it's going to be sort of natural history crossover, and we're going to put some Vikings in it, because that That really resonates well, and the relationship between the Vikings and the natural world was absolutely fascinating. So
Well,
that's the next one.
For Ospreys or Norse, we'll all be tuning in. Thank you very much indeed, Nigel.
You're welcome.
you.